I'm a Sagittarius, which probably tells you way more than you need to know.
Yes, it tells us that you participate in the mass cultural delusion that the sun's apparent position relative to arbitrarily defined constellations at the time of your birth somehow affects your personality.
My favorite line.
Great today.
My favorite TV shows.
I was like, I got it. I got this one.
You want to go one further?
Yes.
There's no such thing as love languages.
We can
Just
talk
like,
about that shit.
Dude, you know what? Words of you know who likes words of affirmation? Everybody likes them. Oh, you want to know who likes physical touch? Everyone likes physical touch. It's called fucking. What is like
every baby in the NICU loves physical touch.
Oh my God, bro! There's no such thing as 5 love languages. My love language is getting gifts. You know who likes getting gifts? Get me NCAA 25 tomorrow and see how fucking happy I'm gonna be. Are you kidding me? Give me that Elden Ring DLC. I will be happy as a motherfucker. Gifts are great. You know who likes gifts? Everyone likes gifts. Yeah. There's no such thing as love languages. They've done studies. There's no correlation between love languages and successful relationships. Yeah. I love growing up. Something I love so much was the Autobots and the Decepticons. Optimus Prime versus Megatron was awesome. You know what else I love? Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior. Get the fuck out of here. What an incredible. You know what else I love? Rocky Balboa versus Ivan Drago. These were great things. And you want to know what else I knew about them? They were make-believe. And it was fine that I believed in them. I know that the guys who play for the Philadelphia Eagles don't actually hate the guys on the Dallas Cowboys. I know that they actually don't. But it's a story I need to tell myself in order for me to like enjoy this thing more. The problem is when I start believing in this story as opposed to objective reality, and then we have the same women come to us and be like, why aren't you hiring us for STEM jobs? You believe in astrology. That's why we're not hiring you for STEM jobs.
Yeah,
like, what are you talking about?
There's too many people. Like, I understand, like, if you believe in manifestation intention, you take action on it. But like, there's just too many people I see who believe in like this manifestation, but they live in their car. There's too many people I see who believe in this that are just like overweight and like make no money.
Visualization is great. Yeah.
Visualization is real.
When you have groups of couples, when one of the couples gets divorced, the likelihood of the other couples getting divorced increases significantly. Does that make sense? Same thing in a house, like in a neighborhood. When somebody sells their house, you start to see other people in that neighborhood start to sell houses. So what does this mean? This means think about the power of the thing we just described of suggestion. And then just think about if you wanted to be fantastically rich, like your ex-husband, you know who you should hang out with? Fantastically rich people, or people, more importantly than being fantastically rich, people who understand the mechanisms to make money. These are two different things. Being rich, you can get that from a trust fund. The mechanisms, or you could be like a famous actor or athlete. The mechanisms to make money are very different than actual wealth. So I would surround myself with people who understood the mechanism to make money. If I was a woman and trying to get married, the girls I would go to eat drink with on Sundays would be married women. No friends, no offense, because they're super fun. Not my hoe friends. I would like leave my hoe friends for Saturday night. But Sunday brunch, I would be with my married friends, and I would try to understand what's going on in order, because then look at the story I'm telling myself now. I'm telling myself a story for success. Success with relationship, success with money, going to the gym with guys who actually know what they're talking about instead of dudes who have no clue what they're talking about and who are fat, having a fat. Guys, have you seen like overweight personal trainers? I've seen them. Like it's crazy. Well, madness when I see this. They're overweight personal trainers. And I'm like, when you see this kind of stuff, when you come to this realization, what if I just hung around people who ate better? What if I hung around with people who train better? Yeah. What if I hung around people who were in healthy relationships? And what if I hung around with people who were successful at making money? What would that do to change what I was saying? Now think about all the stuff we just said about the rocks and the crystals. Instead of using rocks and crystals, what if I use other people who are actually successful? That, like last week when I was at Ty Lopez's house, there were Justin Waller, Greg O'Gallagher, Owen Cook, and Dan Fleischman. These guys are all probably worth somewhere between 50 and 100 million each. Like it's crazy. Maybe not that. Maybe like 10 to 100 million each. Like each one of these guys. I mean, Ty's probably worth 400 million.
Are they single?
Yes, they're all single. They're all single just for you. Actually, I don't think Greg is. Greg is
single?
Ty might not be single. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if he is. So. Anyway, just a great idea. What about surrounding ourselves with people who want to do better? You see what I'm saying?
There's a saying about that.
Go ahead.
It's like you can take like the 5 friends you're around the most and see where you're going to be in the next 5 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, fun fact with superstitions, strippers have this superstition that if their purse touches the floor, they'll have a shitty money night.
Really?
Like at any time? Like at any time in the night?
Oh my God. You'll see us like when we're getting dressed and stuff, we hang our purses on the locker.
It's like when you're a kid.
Like
That's awesome.
And then like another thing is that elephants have been recorded to have their own religions. which
Elephants?
is interesting. Yeah. Like when the full moon is out, they'll like wave branches
We got
at
one
the
tonight.
moon.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
cool. You know that a full
They're very
moon, it
intelligent,
changes the
too.
tides and everything. And
Sure.
It's the one thing in the world.
It's called
you
gravity.
can see globally.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's always something beautiful in believing in something higher than yourself. And even if you are talented and you prepared for an opportunity and you have that luck come your way, you know, as you guys say, manifesting what you want in life, there's something awesome about that.
There's no love languages. There's no crystal healing.
Can
None
we
of
talk
that
about
is true.
crystals for a second, though?
But there
Right.
is grounding.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I don't necessarily think that like the crystals are doing it, but I do think
lot of people
that
think
they're
that.
kind of like how people say like manifesting isn't necessarily real,
It's not.
but I think there is a level of it that is kind
Okay.
of real.
Jessica, what you're saying is accurate, but the reason why is because
They're
the
putting
term
the
for it.
energy.
No, the
into
term
it.
for
They're
it is
putting
placebo.
action into
The
it.
term for it is
That's what it is.
the term
Putting
for it is
action.
placebo. The term for it is placebo.
That
There
also
is a
too.
placebo effect. If I
Yeah.
give you a sugar pill and I straight up tell you this sugar pill right here, but I won't tell you it's a sugar pill, this is going to absolutely change your mindset. If I give you the pill and you tell yourself that story, even though it's a placebo, meaning nothing physically has changed,
Yeah.
you will psychologically, you can have a change on your total
Oh,
effect. from
and
doing that.
I agree.
But it's still a placebo. It's
No,
still
no,
not
no.
real though.
I agree 100%. I think what it is like putting the intention behind it. So like I've been a crystal girly. If I go on vacation and I find a crystal shop, I'm spending $200. Like I don't give a fuck.
Beautiful, but you
But, like,
understand that
the
they're
fact-
we should start that.
The
I'm gonna start
fact of
crystals. We
it
should start that
is
tomorrow.
that like just that like I know like okay, I'm buying this because I want to work on my communication. You know what I mean? Like I'm buying this crystal for communication. It might not necessarily be the crystal itself, but the fact that I'm putting the intention behind working
There it
on
is.
that.
The belief in the belief.
Yes, it's me
nothing
wanting
wrong with
to
that.
fix that.
It's
And
just a lot of
sometimes
people.
it's like we could go down a whole f***ing rabbit hole, but sometimes people need something to believe in order to
It
be
does.
better,
Sometimes,
and
often
that's
they do.
okay.
Richard Dawkins writes books about this. Often people
And
do.
that's okay.
And by the way, let's take this even one step further. This is a great example. I was watching a discussion between my buddy Justin Waller and Andrew Tate, and they were having a discussion about religion. And they were saying, regardless of whether or not religion is real, let's just say you're shipwrecked one day, and you can have a choice between swimming to one of two islands. You can go to Atheism Island, or you can go to Religion Island. If you go to Atheism Island, the logical thing to do when a stranger comes onto Atheism Island is to what? Is to kill him.
you.
He may have pathogens. He may have ill intent for us. The best strategic statistical opportunity for me or statistical idea is for me to kill that person who comes on. But if I go to Religion Island, in that religion states, when a guest comes to your door, you give him salt and bread and you give him a roof to stay in. In that case, that religion that you may not believe in has saved your life. So in that instance, is God real? Because you're alive now because of it. And you can extrapolate that point to say all these institutions and nation states that were formed because of different churches and different religions, was that a good thing or a bad thing? So now you get into this conversation about you needing to believe in something. And if that belief causes you to unify, I remember the first day I joined the military, they shaved my head, first day I'm in my uniform, and I look across and there's this angriest dude I've ever seen in my life sitting across from me. And I'm just thinking, oh, this is a guy I'm going to have to fight. I know I'm going to have to fight this dude. He just looks mean as and I realized years later, because I'm friends with him now, my head was shaved too, and he's looking back at me. And I just remember thinking, like seeing the American flag on his left arm and the American flag on my left arm, and just thinking, okay, we're on the same team. I don't know all about this dude. Turns out later he just like low blood sugar and his like face, he has a resting bitch face. But I thought, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to fight this guy, that whole thing. But the story that we tell ourselves about the United States of America, which is real, but it's real because we tell ourselves it's real. That whole thing has been able to unify us, sort of like a religion, in order to put together things like NASA. Shout out to the flat earthers. Things like our U.S. military, things like our stealth technology, ICBMs, the satellite technology, GPS systems, all this kind of stuff, and our interstate highways. All these things came together because we were able to do it under one flag or one religion or one cross or Buddha or Muhammad, whatever the thing is.
It's a natural human trait to need to believe in a higher thing, and
But
because
as long as like that thing like entices you to take action from it, that's the most important.
I would say that naturally humans, and we adore each other. I mean, humans end up worshiping each other to the point where they stalk each other. Like they worship because they come from what is worship. Like they come from the divine. So when you fall in love, you see someone as divine, and I think that's proof that people need to believe in a higher thing. Like what she's saying, I understand and I have a degree in theology, so I totally get it. Like women, again, this is a woman thing. Women, I understand the crystals. However, I know personally from study that the crystals aren't really doing anything like you guys said. I know it, like you guys know, I had to study it. However, there is grounding, which is basically crystals are on the ground and there's grounding. So you actually can connect to the frequency of the rock, but putting a belief system in it is a different thing. Like these rocks are going to heal me as a
We're going to connect to the frequency of that 8 ball right
So,
now.
here's the issue, right?
I was about to say, so let me chime in on this, because when it comes to crystals, when it comes to rabbit's feet, when it comes to talismans, when it comes to iconography and stuff like that, the icon has no magic power. Okay. It's largely superstition, okay, or it's a signifier of tribalism. But I'm Danish, so I wear a Mjolnir, okay. But the thing is they've done studies of this kind of stuff. But I'm just going to like spitball here a little bit. Like if you give a kid a lucky rabbit's foot and you say, "Okay, Johnny, you got your lucky rabbit's foot. You're going to hit a home run in Little League today," and he goes, "Yeah, okay, I'm good," and then he feels more confident to go and hit a home run as a result of it. And maybe he does a little bit better because he has the belief. There's a power in the belief. The actual talisman it's just superstition, right? So if you go and you look at like Major League Baseball, Major League Baseball is rife with superstition. Like these guys do these,
they have a lot of rituals.
Okay, we're ready to go. Like that. I mean, whatever it is, they don't do that ritual, then they're not going to hit a grand slam home run in the World Series, right? It's all over the place. Now, do they actually believe in the magic of the superstition? Probably not, but they think that if they do it, well, some of them do. That's the
I have my lucky underwear on today.
Yes, I have mine on as well. Yes, you're gonna get laid. So, but the thing is like it's not the actual ritual. It's not the actual thing. It's the belief. There's a power in the belief of the thing, because if it puts you in the proper state of mind, visualization, for example, rather than manifestation is like, it's the secret or like the power of sending positive juju into the universe. Okay, that's kind of meh. But like visualization, every damn positivity guru that's out there says something very similar to the same thing. Like you have to see it in your head before you can like sort of go after what setting goals for yourself. You have to say, I want to be here in 5 years. I want to be here in a half an hour. I want to be here in another year. And if you're seeing that, we need magic. We need imagination. Well, we need imagination. It's if we didn't have imagination, we wouldn't have hope.